a lot of the time we're just looking forward. What do we have going forward? What's coming up in this week? How are we going to tackle that week, rather than looking back at what were our actions and did we actually perform well in the last week?
Hi, Adam. You were a professional hockey player, then you were coach for the Belgian Hockey Man. You were also coach for
Australia.
And now you are technical director for the Belgian Hockey Federation. What do you think are like the most important ingredients to build a successful team?
With the Belgian Hockey Federation, we work with 6 different factors. The first one is belonging. We want to create an environment where our athletes come into the team, they feel like they belong and they can feel that they can be themselves and express themselves in that environment to the best of their ability. The second factor is around power and positive energy. We want everyone to be really positive, to be able to be direct with each other and to be powerful and to express themselves with powerful movements, great energy, courage, braveness, all of those elements around physical intensity and positive energy. The third one is around structure and clarity of expectations. What are our expectations of each other on the pitch, but also off the pitch, and having clear agreements with each other. The fourth one is around winning strategy and success. So how do we constantly improve? How can we become better than our opponent? The fifth one is around connection and caring for each other. So making sure that we could take the time to connect, we understand each other as people, and that we care about each other. The sixth one, the last one, is around long-term vision, creativity, innovation, and trying to think about where we can be somewhere in the future.
If you take this outlook on teams, if you take it to the business world, what are the similarities and what are the differences?
Similarities are that we all want to achieve success. We want to reach our targets, our objectives, and get there. And we have that in sport and in business. I think the difference between sport and business is that in sport, we are preparing. We have the pre-competition phase, so we are training to improve each day. So when we get to the competition, we've improved from our last competition and we are the best version of ourselves. In business, you're in competition every single day. There's not those moments, so many moments to train. And quite often what I see in businesses is it's like this snowball. They're so busy, they keep rolling, they keep rolling, they keep rolling. And we're 2, 3, 4 years down the track and we haven't actually improved the way that we work together, the efficiencies that we have in what we're doing, because we never take that moment to train.
It's super interesting, because those are the moments that actually the magic happens.
That's right.
So if you were a business owner, what would you do with your team?
In this world, it's a very rapid pace and we go very quickly. What I would be highlighting is that you always need to take a moment to reflect upon what you've been doing, thinking about what you might have been able to do better, and then implementing those action points, those reviewing moments where you look back at what you've done and what you can do to improve are really important, and taking real time to do that.
We believe that movement and reflection helps. Do you think that's an important thing of our brain, that movement and thinking, or what's your outlook on that?
I think any type of physical exercise or getting out away from our screens and our computers is really beneficial in living in the moment. One of the great philosophies that you have at Wolftrack is having that ability to get out and to live in the moment, live in nature, and give yourself that opportunity to think about a whole range of things, whatever it might be. But we often don't take those moments to have thought either backwards or forwards, or just live in the moment where we are right now. I remember leading into the last Olympic Games, the staff used to do half an hour of exercise together in the lead up to the Olympic Games.
Oh, really?
And it was just a compulsory thing that we did so we could be fit, not only in the body, but also in the mind, rather than just be full-time going every minute of every day.
What's the difference between being in nature or being
Well, I think when you're on the pitch, you're always focused on your sport.
Yeah.
You can stand on a hockey pitch and do some team building exercises.
Yeah.
But being in nature, I think it's a much more calming surrounding. Players are not busy with their hockey sticks or balls. They're not thinking about the next meeting or sponsorship appearance that they have to do. They're really together and they're isolated from the rest of the world.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries.